A corpse flower dubbed Putricia has bloomed at the Royal Botanic Garden in Sydney. The plant has the biggest, smelliest flower spike in the world. Its nickname brings together putrid and Putricia and was chosen in a staff vote. Well, I'm joined now by the garden's chief scientist, Brett Summerall. Brett, it's very busy there. Have you been surprised at the interest and enthusiasm that this flower is causing?
A little bit surprised. We thought it would be very popular, but this level of attention, this level of crowds, the queues, the social media presence has been completely manic, and we're ecstatic, a little overwhelmed, but really loving all the attention.
Tell me the process that people are going through then in order to see this specimen.
No, it's not time. Come back later.
So people are coming through in sort of batches of 25 to 30 for a few minutes each. Trying to get as many people through to see the flower as we can between now and midnight tonight when we'll close. They're all very respectful, all very happy to be here. It's been very, very, very fun vibe here.
All right, tell us about it then, the corpse flower. What is it? Where does it come from?
So it's a giant flower. Amorphophallus titanem is its scientific name. Corpse flower or titamarum is its common name. It comes from West Sumatra in Indonesia, where it grows in the rainforests there. It's an amazing plant that produces this big flowering structure that produces a stench like a rotting corpse that attracts pollinators like insects, flies, beetles, the like, that are attracted to a dead corpse in the forest, and they use that as a pollinator to transfer pollen from one plant to another plant. So a wonderful example of evolution and adaptation to that environment, but it's a species that it's critically endangered in its wild habitat.
Why is that?
It's through the usual problems of habitat destruction, clearing for palm oil, a little bit of poaching. You know, they were never very common, but now they're very, very quite rare. And botanic gardens around the world are trying to build up genetically diverse populations so that they can grow them up, produce seed and get them out to other botanic gardens, and hopefully we can get them back into the wild to repatriate some of that population.
So Brett, is Putricia very difficult to look after? What sort of care does she require?
Well, most of the time she just exists as a corm, as a tuber that's sitting in a pot underground. So all you have to really do is make sure you don't get the potting mix too wet so it rots. But every now and then it'll produce a leafing structure, which is really important for generating food, storing it in the tuber so it can then produce the flowering structure. At those times you need to keep the fertiliser and the water up so it keeps happy and grows productively and fruitfully.
What does it smell like to you?
I've always thought it smelt like a dead possum in the roof. I've had the experience of both and fairly consecutively. So, you know, if people have had a rat or a possum or something like that die underneath their house or in the roof cavity, it's very similar to that smell.
What other explanations have you heard from people who are streaming past behind you?
There's been lots of people who said, you know, it smells like a rugby locker, teenage bedroom, various cat food out in the sun for too long, all sorts of interesting ideas that people have.
Yeah, fantastic. Does the smell get worse as it dies off?
No, it actually gets worse. Was worse probably last night when it was the female flowers were receptive, and probably peak a little bit again when the male flowers become receptive. We did do a pollination of the female flowers last night, so we're hoping then to produce seed and produce the fruit and the seed.
Well, fingers crossed for that. I mean, it's just incredible. The live stream is a fantastic thing to watch, just all these people. I mean, there are some that say, gosh, these people have too much time on their hands that they're standing queuing for 3 hours at a time to come and smell something.
Yeah, the queue is probably up around the 3 to 3.5 hour length already. I mean, when I got to work at 6:30, there was already people queued up for some period of time. So it's really caught the vibe. It's the thing to do in Sydney at the today, and the crowds are powerful. But everyone's been really calm and measured and really loving the community that's developed around this plant.